About 6 months ago, I did a PAC-T test with 12 gauge double-aught buckshot. And that was kind of a cool test, firing that buckshot into the ballistic gelatin as well as doing some target testing. Well, some of you had commented or asked about essentially patterning different buckshot loads. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in just a couple of minutes. It's not really a PAC-T test. We're not going to be testing terminal performance. We already did that. And we saw that buckshot is, at close range, pretty devastating round. But what we will be doing is patterning the buckshot. Got a couple different, 4 different loads of double-aught buckshot, 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch loads. We talked about 3-inch loads. I have some 3-inch loads here, but 3-inch magnum loads for home defense, personal defense situations, they really, really recoil. And so most people are kind of going to be averse to shooting that stuff. And I'm just going to skip that myself. Here's what I got. I'm going to be shooting another round of Hornady critical defense, double-aught buckshot. This has 8 pellets of that double-aught buck. I'm going to be shooting some brand new Barnes defense. This is, again, same stuff, 8 pellets in this one also. 1,200 feet per second, by the way, is the posted velocity on that one. And we get 1,600 feet per second out of the Hornady. And I can tell you from shooting the Hornady before, I haven't shot the Barnes yet, brand new ammo. Shooting that Hornady before, you can feel the difference in velocity compared to some other buckshots, and you feel it right here. It does have a much more substantial recoil. And then we have, and this one we tested in that PAC-T test also, Federal Force X2 force multiplier, 1,245 feet per second, posted muzzle velocity, 9 pellets. But the interesting thing about this one, remember, is that these pellets split in half. And boy, do they ever do a good job at that. Take a look at our previous video, and you'll see exactly what I mean by that. So you start off with 9, and what we actually recovered was 8. We ended up with 16 pellets, almost perfectly split in half. But I'll let you take a look at that whenever you like. The last buckshot load that I'll be using, another new one for me, Federal Power Shock, 1,290 feet per second, 12 pellets of double-aught buck. So we're going to go out and shoot this out at the range. It's not too pleasant out there. It's about 2, 3, 4 degrees above 0 Fahrenheit. And so I'm going to shoot those things at a torso-type target. And the assessment that we're going to make is to look at if all of our shot pellets fall within a 6-inch circle. Now, nothing too special about that 6-inch circle, just kind of arbitrary, really. But I will be firing this at that fighting range that we always hear about, 7 yards. That sets things up pretty darn well. I'm going to be using my Remington 870 12-gauge shotgun. Obviously, this thing is unloaded right now. And I have a jelly head choke put on this. This is the Primos jelly head choke, and boy, it does a pretty darn nice job. Of course, this is designed for turkey hunting, but other applications where I've used buckshot and heavier loads does a nice job. So let's head out and see how this goes. Left shoulder. Just off the right shoulder. General force multiplier. Left side torso. Federal shock. Right side torso. All right, we're back in from the range, and there's our target. Oh, I put a few extra 9mm rounds into that thing, just doing some offhand shooting, having a little bit of fun. But I tested every one of those shot impacts, and they easily fit inside of a 6-inch circle. We've got the Hornady critical defense, upper left corner, Barnes defense, Federal force multiplier, and Federal power shock. Doesn't matter how many pellets there were in that load, 8 or all the way to 12 double-aught buck, they all fit within that 6-inch circle. And you know, at 7 yards, even the wad cut right into that target, all the way into and through both sheets of that cardboard. So even the wad would be kind of devastating or painful for an intruder who gets hit with that sort of stuff. What's interesting also is that as we're looking at these impacts on the target, I noticed that all of these rounds obviously are loaded with some buffering compound in that shot column, all except the Hornady. No sign at all that they're using any sort of buffering compound. I just throw that out kind of as an FYI. And I will also note that the Hornady easily had the most felt recoil. That's the one that was traveling at an estimated 1,600 feet per second. The other three, much more pleasant to shoot. Didn't notice really any difference in those things. They're rated from about 1,200 to 1,290 feet per second muzzle velocity. Well, there we have it. Just a real quick test looking at patterning some of this buckshot, considerations for home defense. Thanks for watching.